Since we're talking about Whale, Dr. Whale, I have a theory of who he could be.
Okay.
Okay, he's a horn dog. And let's see, they pulled in other things in here that are not necessarily like normal fairy tales, like Hansel and Gretel. I mean, the Mad Hatter. He's not really a fairy tale. He's a story unto himself.
Right.
It's a fairy tale, but it's not the fairy tales. Well, why not have him be Dorian Gray? Because Dorian Gray was a very, very much a player. And something else too. And it's like, the thing is, I know nobody really ages since they're under the curse, but he looks pretty good for his age, and so did Dorian Gray because of his picture.
But what's the connection with his name?
And if you look around in Marvel's office very carefully, you see a portrait of some guy sitting there looking very posh, but they never show his face. It's funny because it could be Dorian Gray.
Interesting.
Okay, but what about the connection with his name?
Huh?
What's the connection with his name then? If it's Dorian Gray, what does Whale have to do with that?
Well, let's see, what does August Booth have to do with Pinocchio?
That is a wooden boy. August Booth, a wooden boy.
Okay.
That's what it is.
How does that work?
August W.
August
Booth.
W. I get it. Okay, never mind.
Never occurred to me before.
The whale name. Have you ever heard the expression "a whale of a lie"? I hear that all the time from my grandparents. It's a very old saying. It means that is too extravagant to be the truth. It's a lie. A whale of a lie. So when I hear whale, I think fly, but that makes me think of Pinocchio. So I keep going back to the Pinocchio story to look for his origin.
But there's also, I also have a theory that he could also be Jekyll and Hyde because his personality is really, changed off and on. First he's kind of nice and sweet, then he's very forceful, then he's nice and sweet again.
There you go. That could work.
He could be anyone.
You know what he is? He's just some random dude. He's just some random horny dude that they put in there for the normal personalities. He's just some random dude.
He's just a generic horny guy that is in all fairy tales in the background. Just don't see them. They're hiding in the cupboard. There's just the cupboard horny guys.
Yeah, he's the minstrel that always follows the princess around trying to look under her skirt. Yeah,
Don't worry,
they had to incorporate him into one, so he was such a big character. He was a whale. That was it. Problem solved.
Don't worry, we will get an episode just for him.
No, the reason why he's called Whale is because he's very well. Yeah, he's called Whale.
Maybe he has a Chrysler. It's as big as a whale, and it's ready to set sail. Hello, chef. Sorry.
Okay, you guys, we need to keep going. So, Holly, do you have anything else to add for that part?
No, I got distracted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Continue.
Okay, Blaine, do you have anything else to add for what I read?
I totally forgot what you read.
Well, I guess I'll skip you.
I'm being very honest.
Okay, Evil Red, do you have anything to add?
I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, come on. That's easy.
Okay.
I have a better excuse than you. I forgot.
Okay, I'm gonna read now. Okay, back in fairy tale land, we see a statue right in our face. It's a Chinese dragon, and I thought Mushu. Regina is fixing Chubby Snow's hair. Snow snoops and takes out a necklace with a ring Daniel gave Regina, and then puts it on. Hey, little girl, that's not. Hey, little girl, that's not yours. You need to ask first. I don't care if Regina is going to be your mom. You shouldn't be putting on or snooping around things that aren't yours. Not till she is your mom, at least. Come on, you haven't known her for that long yet. Now, when Regina starts telling Snow about what happened to Daniel, I knew right away that she was only thinking it, or it was a dream. Right when she says that Daniel didn't leave her, that he died, because she told Snow that when she was older, in last season. I was proven right when Regina strangled Snow with the necklace, which was an oh shit moment. Whoa, kids, cover your eyes for that part. And Regina blaming Snow, saying her mother corrupts young souls, and if she was stronger, it would never have happened. Fuck Regina, she's only 12 years old, and you just said it yourself, your mother corrupts young souls. Like you would have done better if you were 12 and your mother tried to do that to you. Look how corruptible you are. Regina tells Snow that she can't remember where she got the necklace. I like the dress Regina is wearing when she's talking to her father. I would wear that. Heck, I would make that. Regina, I want your clothes. Regina feels like she's turning into her mother. One day till the wedding. Regina's dad is a douche. Very unhelpful. Regina asks how her mother got to be the way she is, and Daddy Henry tells her that it was because of Rumpel, who she knew before him. So that makes me wonder. Henry isn't actually Regina's father then. I wonder who is. In Rumpel's fairy tale, the miller's daughter was married to the king, so Regina's dad is a king, if they do actually follow the story. Looks like at this time no one knows Rumpel's name, or at least few do, and they aren't telling. Okay, Lager, do you have anything to add?
Well, you already know how I feel on Henry, the father. I feel like he's just as trapped as Regina. Yeah, it's kind of wussy for him to say, but she only wants the best for you, blah, blah, blah. When he obviously loves her and sees that she's unhappy.
Mm-hmm. And you only have cold feet.
Yeah, cold feet. But, I also, Chubby Snow scene, I think she's adorable, and I love her little chubby cheeks. I'm gonna pinch them. I feel like you're being a little hard on her reaching for the chain and the ring. I did that all the time when I was a little girl, and it doesn't matter that I've known my mom longer. Snow is a princess. She would reach because Regina's about to become her mom. They're bonding. She just didn't realize how much that necklace meant. And yeah, she should have asked before she put it on, but she's a princess. She's a spoiled princess. But a spoiled princess
is also 6.
Yes. And for Regina to expect her to have held this secret and know its consequences by letting that secret out, that just seems so unrealistic to me. But that's just the way Regina has been forged because of this relationship she has with Cora. She has had to endure so much stress and pressure and act like the perfect child. She, I guess, kind of expected that from Snow, and when she didn't get it, she's like, you are dead to me. So, that's all I can get from that. And I did know right away that it was a fantasy of Regina, but I like that it wasn't a fantasy that she was like, yeah, if only I could do that. I like that she was disturbed by that fantasy. We're still seeing her slip into the dark pit. Mm-hmm. There's still some goodness in her. A lot of goodness. Mm-hmm. She's still wearing white. Yes. That's all I got.
Okay. Sin, you got anything?
Yeah, I have to say that, like you, when I was watching it, the second she mentioned that he didn't actually run away, he died, I knew that it was a dream or something along those lines, so I was like, yeah, but yeah, I also agree that, you know, she was 6, so you can't really expect too much of it. I mean,
she was 12.
My sister's 18 and she still steals my jewellery and stuff, so.
Snow is not...
5 and I still steal my...
Actually, you guys, Snow White is 12, not 6.
Oh, is she 12?
Yes.
But still.
Yeah.
Still, child.
She's older than
We're all
Henry.
the same age. But, yeah. And, crap, what happened after that bit?
Okay, well, I guess we'll just go to the next person. Flame? If you think of anything else, you can say. Okay,
Yeah, what really upsets me the most is how the writers made little Snow White nothing like grown-up Snow White. Because at her age then, well, I mean, this is just a show. I mean, you don't really read into it, I know. But at her age then, they say that when a child is about 4, they're going to be like the way they are.
Actually, Snow White...
They'll get older, but the personality is there.
Actually, young Snow White is like Snow White before Snow White was sent to the forest.
I do have something to say to that, so I'll wait my turn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have a good point there, but just in general, I mean, she seemed a little bit more when she was older, when she still thought Regina, loved her, and, hugging, saying, "Oh, my father's dead, blah, blah, I'll protect you." She just seemed more like, like badass Snow White, like she is then and now. But it's just young Snow White just doesn't feel right. It just feels like they just try to make an annoying kid just to make Regina scruff up. It just rubbed in the wrong way.
Now, if I may speak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the way I see it, just focusing on Regina herself, maybe, every story has different views, different POVs. Now, and the way that you remember things. Maybe this is how Regina remembered her POV of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She saw us, as this annoying little 12-year-old. Who was spoiled, rotten, that type of thing.
Right.
True. That's brilliant. You're right.
Mm-hmm. So we don't exactly know what, even in a third-person show like this, we still don't get everyone's full, the full picture of things.
Yeah, maybe every time you see young Snow, it always has the point of view of Regina. Maybe once it goes to, maybe they'll do one point of view of Snow White when she was younger.
Yeah.
And just
I
go
don't
around
know
there.
what y'all are talking about, though. I thought young Snow did a great job of conveying young Snow.
Oh, she...
While she's still in the palace, when she's still pampered, because that is extravagantly different from Warrior Snow.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Become Warrior Snow to survive.
Yeah, because Snow White had to grow up, instantly, when she was in the woods.
Yeah.
She was totally grown up anyways, but you know what I mean.
And who knows if she had stayed in the castle, she still may have been a spoiled little rich girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, things had to change.
Little rich girl.
A dead spoiled little rich girl.
When I say spoiled, she's not rotten. She's just used.
Right.
She's princess.
No, it's called a custom. That's what I am.
She's a princess. She acts like a princess.
Exactly.
Like Aurora. All the princesses. If you're born being a princess, then that's how you act.
Mm-hmm. Until you're tossed into something else like Aurora and like Snow White.
Yeah, where you gotta grow up and think for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you ready, or do you have anything else to say?
Let's go on, I'm ready.
Okay.
Word.
Okay, back in Storybrooke. Regina goes to see gold. In the shop, I see 3 things that stand out to me. There's 3 swords, katanas, and I think there's a pink kimono in the back. So things representing Mulan. And there's a lot of ships, hinting Hook maybe. I saw 3. Regina goes around snooping books, looking for a Cora's spell book that Rumple has. Rumple's pleases does not work anymore. Rumple does not want Regina to have her magic back. Regina and Rumple both know that the enchanted forest still exists. I was right, Rumple does have his magic back, and it looks like he has no problem with it so far. He gives Regina the spell book. Regina says after getting the book that she doesn't care if the spells turn her green. My thoughts went to the Wicked Witch of Oz. Rumpel says that Regina looks like her mother, holding the book, and she looks unhappy to hear that.